Okay, let's compare lists. In addition to print advertising, I came up with TV, both network and cable, radio, direct mailings, and without question the fastest growing medium for advertising, the Internet and World Wide Web. We talked about the fact that the code of ethics is constantly evolving to stay relevant with the real estate profession, which is also constantly evolving. One very recent example of that was the change to the preamble to the code. In 2006, the preamble was amended to the following language, which is underlined.
In the interpretation of this obligation, realtors can take no safer guide than that which has been handed down through the centuries, embodied in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do to you, do ye even so to them.
Accepting this standard as their own, realtors pledge to observe its spirit in all of their activities, whether conducted personally, through associates or others, or via technological means, and to conduct their business in accordance with the tenets set forth below. The key change is the inclusion of the technological means, because more and more of the realtor's life is spent dealing with activities and communications which are technology-based, and certainly advertising is a prime example of this shift. Think of how many agents and offices have extensive websites. Think about how much of your communication between fellow realtors, as well as with the public, is conducted via email. Consider this fact. According to the NAR Home Buyers Survey, 77% of buyers surveyed used the Internet to search for homes in 2005. This is a staggering number and brings home the fact that realtors have to establish a presence on the web in order to compete in today's Internet-savvy marketplace. And when doing so, realtors also have to make sure that their advertisements and representations to the public comply with Article 12. Note that Article 12 also makes clear that realtors must identify their status or their role as realtor in any advertising. When responding to advertisements, the public has the right to know that they are dealing with a real estate licensee. Advertisements placed by realtors, whether they be in print form or on the Internet, that do not identify their status as a real estate licensee are often referred to as blind ads, and not only violate Article 12, but are also illegal in many states around the country, including New York. Now let's look at some examples of the types of misrepresentations that can land someone on the wrong side of Article 12. Let's start with a conversation that Patty has with a prospective purchaser.
Yes, Mr. Grange. You're calling on my listing on Willow Lane? Yes, that just came on the market. May I ask where you saw the property? On my website. Wonderful. Yes, I have that listed as my featured property this week. You'd like some additional information on the property? Not a problem. And I'd love to schedule an appointment for you to view it. What questions do you have? Yes, I've indicated that it's located in the vicinity of East Metropolis. What does that mean? Well, it's very close to East Metropolis. How close? I didn't really measure. I'd say a mile or two, maybe 3. What town is it in? It's located in the town of Springvale. Well, Mr. Grange, I think the town of Springvale has a very fine reputation. Yes, I am aware of the recent spate of unfortunate murders that the paper has reported, but I certainly believe the town is very safe. And that's not why I indicated East Metropolis vicinity. I simply wanted people to know the property is close to East Metropolis. Well, Mr. Grange, if you don't want to live in Springvale, that's certainly your prerogative, but I'd suggest we stop wasting each other's time. Goodbye. What a waste of time.
That did seem like a waste of time. But why did it happen? What was Patty's motivation to indicate that the property was located in the vicinity of East Metropolis, as opposed to indicating where it was actually located, the town of Springvale? We can't be sure, but perhaps Mr. Grange's arrow didn't stray far from the mark, because Springvale has been the subject of some unfortunate negative press. If that was indeed Patty's motivation, it could certainly be argued that she engaged in misrepresentation. It's also interesting to note that many states, including New York, prohibit this type of advertising by regulating that if an advertisement states a property is located in the vicinity of a location that's not actually the location the property is located in, then the same ad must indicate the actual location. Let's look at a couple of the corresponding standards of practice to Article 12. Standard of Practice 12-4 states,
Realtors shall not offer for sale or lease or advertise property without authority. When acting as listing broker or as subagents, realtors shall not quote a price different from that agreed upon with the seller or the landlord.
What exactly does this mean? Let's have Fred give us an example.
Fast Fred here.
Hi, Fred.
Oh, hi, Patty. What can I do for you today?
I just wanted to compliment you on your new website.
Well, thank you. I think it turned out rather nicely, if I do say so myself. But I have to admit, these things are awfully expensive. But you'd know that. You've had your site up for, 2 years? I'm finally catching up with you.
Good for you, Fred. I also have to compliment you on your recent mailing.
What mailing is that?
The mailing I received at my home. It was a postcard that said, "Just listed, new to the market, 95 Locust Street," then your contact information.
Yes, I think I remember that one. I do so many mailings.
There's just one problem, Fred.
What's that, Patty?
It's my listing. How dare you send out a postcard that implies that it's your listing?
No, Patty, that's not my intent at all. And I think you'd be thanking me. I'm giving you free publicity.
Oh, don't feed me that silliness, Fred. You don't have any new listings yourself, so you're stealing mine to make your phone ring.
Now, Patty, you're totally overreacting here. Let me explain.
I don't think that Fred's explanations are going to appease Patty, and quite frankly, he's offering a losing argument. The bottom line is that if he didn't have Patty's permission, or in the words of Standard of Practice 12-4, the authority from Patty, then he has no business advertising one of her listings.